High on a barren mountain, wind touched rock before it touched life. There lived a monk named Ananda. So simple his own breath felt like his only wealth. He owned nothing, no title, no treasure, only a robe and a steady heartbeat. Each dawn, long before light, Ananda would step into the cold courtyard with a straw broom. He swept the stone path slowly, as if he were sweeping his own mind. Sweeping wasn't work, it was witness. The broom moved, the dust rose. Dust fell back to earth. Each breath of his counted as much as a mountain's breath. A young monk once asked him, "Master, how can you be so calm in such a cold, hard life?" Ananda did not look at him at first. He only breathed and said, "Because this moment finally came." One winter morning, a stranger arrived, half alive, eyes empty as old snow. He collapsed at the gate. Ananda went to him without hesitation, as if the stranger was already in his own skin. The monk wrapped him in his robe. He carried him inside. Days passed in silence. The stranger's wounds healed, but his spirit did not. Finally he spoke, voice hoarse as broken wind. "I have lived a life of regret. I hurt many. I turned from every kindness. My karma, it clings like a shadow." Ananda poured him plain water. The steam curled like an unanswered question. "Karma," Ananda said softly, "is not judgment, but memory in motion." The stranger stared at the rising steam as though it carried every past mistake he had ever made. Evenings found them sitting beside the dying light. The monk laughed quietly, not at joy, but at just being alive, at leaves trembling, at wind against stone, at emptiness that was not suffering. "How do you find joy?" the stranger asked one night, "when the world is heavy with pain?" Ananda lifted his gaze to the faint moon. "Joy is not the absence of pain. It is the refusal to wage war against it." Those words landed like seeds in hard earth. Then one night the stranger dreamed he walked through another lifetime, a life of wealth, cruelty, indifference. A monk stood before him, eyes clear as morning ice. In the dream, that monk whispered. The stranger awoke in a sweat, heart pounding. He rushed to Ananda and whispered, "Have we met before?" Ananda looked intently, like silence rising up to answer. "Many times," he said, "in the unfinished kindness of many lives." And tears came, not of sorrow, but of remembering. A bond not born of suffering, but of return. Weeks eased into months. The stranger no longer called himself stranger. He stopped chasing pleasure. He stopped fleeing pain. He swept the stone path beside Ananda. Each dawn, each breath, each moment plain and simple. And one morning, with the broom in his hand under silver light, something in him turned quiet. No hopes of becoming good, no fears of becoming worse. Just breath, just ground, just sunlight where shadows fall. He smiled, softly, deeply, a smile that looked like peace becoming flesh. Ananda watched from a distance, not with pride, but with a silence that knows. That evening, the monk did not come to the dining hall. Searchers found him beneath an old tree, breath stilled like final prayer. He had not fought death. He had met it with the same calm he brought to every breath. And somewhere beyond form, he found what seekers call Nirvana, stillness, unbroken by desire. The monks bowed deeply, tears falling to earth like rain, but there was no sorrow, only gratitude. Years later, a weary traveler would appear at the gate, and behind him, a monk once broken, now steady, would kneel, wrap him in warmth, and say with gentle eyes, "Rest, you have finally come home."